Palang-araw class. So this video is about measurement. So we will try to discuss all about measurement. Now, at the end of this video lesson, you should be able to describe the process of measurement, explain the different systems of measurement, and be able to convert units. Now, based on science learned that for New Zealand, measurement is the process of obtaining the magnitude of a quantity relative to an agreed standard. So there are three operational words. So process, magnitude, and standard. So yung tatlong yon ay mahalaga pag pinag-usapan ang measurement. So measurement is essentially a process. Ano yung process niyon? Yung paghahanap ng magnitude base sa standard. Okay? The science of measurement is called metrology. Now, it is always fascinating to share the work of Leonardo da Vinci when we discuss about measurement. So, itong figure na nakikita ninyo, which is now called the Vitruvian Man, but originally, this is called the proportions of the human body according to Vitruvius. So, sabi nila, ito daw ay expression ni Leonardo da Vinci ng human form, ideal human proportion. So if you will look closer, may mga scale kasi yan sa lahat ng parts. Base sa description naman ng human body ni architect Vitruvius. So ideal human proportion. So parang yun yung pinaka-standard yung description ni Vitruvius na nasa isip ni Da Vinci, tapos in-express niya using sketches. So, yung tinatawag nating Vitruvian Man. Now, many properties of matter are quantitative, and that's why they are associated with numbers. Now, it is always important to note that a number represents a measured quantity, and the unit of that quantity must always be specified. Now, the science of chemistry is based on quantitative experimental measures, and thus chemistry relies heavily on measurement. And again, I'd like to emphasize that measurement involves the comparison of a given quantity to a certain standard quantity or unit. Now, there are several systems of measurements which can be used in laboratory measurements. So one of which is the English units, which are historical units used in medieval England, which evolved as a combination of the Anglo-Saxon and Roman systems of units. These were redefined in England in 1824 by a Weights and Measures Act. Now, which retained many unit names, but with slightly different values. Okay? And again, in the 1970s, by the International System of Unit as a subset of the metric system. Then we also have, so anong example pala ng English units, nalimutan ko yung foot, that's inch. So those are units used in the English system. And then we have the metric system, which is an international decimalized system of measurement, meaning we use here the powers of 10. France was the first country to adopt the metric system in 1799. And the metric system is now the basic system of measurement used in almost every country in the world, except for the United States. And then we have the International System of Units, or SI, kasi sa France na nag-start ng Systeme Internationale, kaya SI. So this is a system of units of measurement based around 7 base units or fundamental quantities. So sinasabi ng SI, there are only 7 fundamental quantities and the rest are just derived. Okay? Now this is the most widely used system of measurement, both in everyday commerce or business and in science. So what are the 7 fundamental quantities? So we have the length, the unit is meter and the symbol is M. Mass, the unit is kilogram, the symbol is kg. Then we have the third quantity, which is time. The fundamental unit is second with symbol S. The fourth basic quantity is temperature with the unit Kelvin, symbol K, so minus the degree sign. No? Walang degree sign ang Kelvin. And then we have the fifth quantity, basic quantity, which is electric current, which is denoted by the unit ampere and denoted by the symbol A. And then we have the sixth quantity, which is the amount of substance. Then we use the unit mole, and then the symbol MOL or mole. Then the last basic quantity is the luminous intensity, which uses the unit candela, symbol C. Now, let's discuss the distinction between mass and weight, because mass is one of the 7 fundamental quantities. Now, we should note that although in chemistry they can be used interchangeably, in physics we know that these two cannot be used interchangeably. Since our subject is chemistry, therefore we can use them interchangeably, but we should know the difference. So mass is the amount of matter in an object, whereas weight is the amount of the gravitational force acting on the object. Therefore, the magnitude of weight depends on the pull of gravity. No? So pag mas mataas ang pull ng gravity, mas mataas yung weight. No? And mass is constant. Okay? So kung medyo mabigat ang timbang mo dito, gusto mo bumaba yung timbang mo, magtimbang ka sa ano, sa moon. Mas mababa yun. Now, when we see each other in our synchronous class, I'd like you to cite one disadvantage of the SI-based units. Now, let's discuss dimensional analysis. What is dimensional analysis? It is actually an approach in solving problems involved in measurements. No? It is also called the factor label method. So, factor label method, which simplifies conversion of between various units. In here, units are treated like numbers. No? So dimensional analysis in units ay tinitreat na parang numbers, and thus they can be multiplied, divided, or cancelled out. Now, a conversion factor in the form of a ratio is used to change the units given in the data to the units asked for in the answer. And we use this very important equation. So given quantity times conversion factor will give us the desired quantity. So the challenge is to be able to use the correct conversion factor, which, as I mentioned earlier, is in the form of a ratio. Ratio meaning fraction. So for example, we are asked to convert 5.0 inch to centimeter. By the way, I'd like to emphasize, no, yung inch lang ang unit na may period. Bakit? So yung mga cm, gallon, wala. Bakit? To differentiate it sa preposition na in. Okay? So, note that 1 inch is equivalent to 2.54 centimeters. So yan yung gagawa natin ng ratio. So yan yung conversion factor natin. Note that the given measure is 5.0 inch. So i-orient mo lang yung mga units such that the undesired unit will be cancelled out. So isipin mo, kung ilalagay mo yung 1 inch sa taas, edi inch times inch will be inch square, and it is senseless. So therefore, yung inch dapat nasa denominator. And then yung 2.54 centimeter is in the numerator. That way, inch divided by inch, so it divides itself, and then the quotient is 1. And 1 times cm will give us cm, which is the desired unit. So 5 times 2.54 is 12.7. And therefore, 5 inches is equivalent to 12.7 centimeters. And then we would want to convert 2.5 gallon to ml. So note that 1 gallon is equivalent to 3.78 liters. Okay. So again, we would orient the unit such that the undesired unit gallon will be cancelled out. So yung 1 gallon ang ilalagay natin sa denominator at yung 3.78 ang nasa numerator. Note that the final answer should be expressed in terms of ml. So yung liter na makukuha natin, dapat i-convert pa natin. So we have 1,000 ml is equivalent to 1 liter. So gallon would cancel out, liter would cancel out, and what is left is the unit ml, which is the desired unit. And 2.5 gallon is equivalent to 9.46 times 10 to the third milliliters. And then we are asked to convert 2.5 millimeters to feet. No? So we have to use several conversion factors. No? Note that 1,000 millimeters is equivalent to 1 meter, and this is equivalent to 100 cm. And therefore, 10 millimeters is equivalent to 1 centimeter. 2.54 centimeter is equivalent to 1 inch, and 12 inches is equivalent to 1 foot. Right? So again, we orient the conversion factor such that the undesired unit, which is millimeter, can be cancelled out. So we have 1 cm as the numerator, 10 millimeters as the denominator. So millimeters divide millimeters, okay, the quotient is 1. And then we convert cm into inch. So we have 1 inch over 2.54 centimeter for us to be able to cancel out the unit centimeter. And then we have inch to be converted to feet. So we have 1 foot is equivalent to 12 inches. Again, the unit inches is in the denominator, so that inch here can divide itself. So we have millimeters divided by millimeters, centimeter divided by centimeters, inch divided by inch. So what is left is the unit foot, which is the desired unit. And we have 2.5 centimeter equivalent to 0.0082 foot. Okay, so in the next video, we will try to express this as a scientific notation or in exponential form. We also have to discuss about significant figures. But for now, that ends the lesson on measurement and conversion of units. Okay, so thank you for listening and stay safe. So till next time. Bye for now, class.